For those Lithuanians who believe that we have an uprising there for nothing and are trying to destroy our country, I propose to swap places. Let me live in your place in Lithuania and you live in mine in Belarus. I think that no later than in a year you'll be running away from Belarus with no bans just to run here faster so as not to stay there. That I guarantee you. In Belarus, Sergei worked almost all his life as an entrepreneur. There was a moment in his life when he was engaged in farming. For an attempt to refer the appeal against the use of violence against civilians to the local village council, he and his friends were detained, beaten, harmed and tortured. When we gathered together and moved out towards council, in order to bring this appeal, a minibus drove up to us. Around 6-7 people got out, Amon, in full ammunition. We immediately laid down on the ground without their help, because I'd already heard about what they were like. They began beating us next to the car, then in the car on the way to the police department, District Department of Internal Affairs. We were lying in between two seats. We were pushed there, pressured inside, and they all were sitting, riding on top of us. Only one policeman was driving, the other 6 were sitting on top of us. It also got me in such a way. The first to be thrown in was Sasha Grimatya, then Vitaly, then Vita and me. As the last to go, there was not enough space and my feet were sticking out. And he, policeman, was smacking the door against my feet, shouting, "Move!" And I'm just muffled much to reply. As there's a person sitting atop my head, I've no space at all. The police in some wondrous way managed to tangle my feet in a knot to be able to close the door and we drove off. One took the knuckles of his hand and began pushing those against my head, ruffling me, whilst the other one said, "Burn it, burn it." I cannot see anything, but I hear the flicker of the lighter, thinking that a bit more and they'll actually burn my hair. I managed, by surprise, to pull out my hand, as it was pressed from behind, and cover my head with it. But one of them takes one of my fingers and begins breaking it, pulling my nail even, saying, "You animal, why are you covering up? How could I not cover up if they wish to burn my hair?" Then I got into the hospital, which I ran away from, as I was told that once I'm better, they'll take me into custody again to the police department. They did not even want to let me out of that custody to begin with. My face was covered in blood, my eyebrow sliced, head was spinning, I had a concussion. I thought that my ribs were broken, as I had difficulty breathing for a month after. Apparently, when they jumped on me, they stretched my intercostal ligaments. After escaping from the hospital, Sergei began to go to all the rallies. At one of them, when masked people began to beat his participants, he began to resist. Confident that the police did not qualify his actions as self-defense, but as an attack on the law enforcement officers, as a result of which he could face imprisonment for up to 8 years, Sergei Bigel decided to leave his home, family, and flee to Lithuania. The border with Lithuania, Sergei crossed with no mishaps. At that moment it seems like they've not yet put me on the suspect database, not under arrest. Therefore, yes, I traveled to Vilnius by bus easily. My wife supported my decision, as she said that it would be better for me to be out than in a prison cell with no concrete idea of how it could end. Therefore, she truly handled it well. Once in Lithuania, in safety, Sergei received threats on social media and his Belarus phone number. The unknown threatened him with retribution and kidnapping to get him back to Belarus. After Sergei fled to Lithuania, he continued to be afraid of policemen in uniform, until he grew alright with the fact that in this new homeland, police does not beat civilians up. For a whole week I was still fearful of policemen there, due to the memory of those in Belarus. I was bypassing them, so God forbid I meet them. Moreover, the police here are nowhere to be seen. It appears only when it's truly needed. That choice must be corrected. Before you go to a rally and think, we'll win, everything will be fine. At least my children will be able to live well in this country.